My name is Sarah and welcome to The Bookish Knitter. Today I'm kind of coming to you with a little bit of a smorgasbord video, however you say that word. It's early, I haven't had coffee yet. So basically the first thing I want to say is thank you. I want to thank every single one of you who watches, who comments, who takes the time on these videos. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Over the last couple of months, YouTube has literally become my job, not by choice. Well, it would have been by choice, like if I, you know what I mean? Like I would have happily done this full time as a job, but I'm not one of those booktubers. It's like I'm gonna leave my job and I'm going to do this for a living, which kudos to them, that's not me. This is by, in a way, circumstance. This is one of my only sources of income right now, and I'm being completely honest with you guys in this video. So anyone who watches, anyone who comments, that helps me so much, and I really, really appreciate it. You know, it's not a lot of money that I get off of YouTube, to be completely honest. It helps pay a bill. You know, I even though I'm here, there are still bills. I still have to pay my cell phone bill. I still have to give my mom rent because Garrett's still living at the house. I still have to pay car insurance on a vehicle that I'm not even driving, that I probably will not be able to drive for about a year. But I did cut the insurance down in case anybody's curious. Like I took a bunch of stuff off it. I just left like fire and theft on it, so in case something happens to it. But you can't drive it. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the whole thing. So I also want to thank you guys who are members of the channel. So if you're a channel member, basically the biggest perk is that you get the videos early. So like I usually film this day that I post, so you'll just get them first thing in the morning because I tend to edit these first thing in the morning. Like that's kind of how my YouTube life goes. Sorry, these lights went out again. Let's see if I can come back on. I'm the only one in this hallway right now. Hey! There's the hallway. So anyway, yeah, there's the very exciting background over there. Sorry for spinning you guys around. Oh, and now I'm caught on my, okay, there we go. So, basically, yeah, you guys get the videos early. So my YouTube life, the way that it goes is that I come out here in the morning and I film these videos and I go and get my coffee and I come back and I upload and I start editing. And as soon as I'm edited both videos, or one video or however many videos I film that day, I then post them both to YouTube and I post them early. Now for the general public, the videos go out, the little weekly or the little daily vlogs kind of go out at noon every day Eastern Standard Time, and then any extra video like a review or something like this will go up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you are a channel member and if I get them posted at 9 a.m., you guys will have access to them at 9 a.m. So that's how the channel membership goes. Also, it's just more of a way to support me financially while I'm dealing with this. Now, I do have a small bit of an income from the government right now. I'm getting an unemployment benefit, and then through my work, I'll be getting what's considered to be long-term disability, which again, it's part of my pay. It's not a large amount of money. It's not what I used to make. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean, like all this is helping. I do have a PayPal link below, and if you guys have been so good. When I originally put that request out about a month ago, you guys came through like rock stars, and you helped fund the, as I like to call it, the Garrett travel fund, so he can come out here and see me, because that's majorly helping my mental health, and I appreciate all you so much. If you ever in your heart want to help and donate to me a couple bucks, that PayPal link is always below. It's helping, like I said, travel expenses for Garrett. It's also helping me pay my bills, and, you know, giving us a bit of, you know, like a little bit of extra money, like for groceries and cat food. And because again, even though I'm here, all of those things still need to be paid, unfortunately. And the other flip of the coin is that Garrett's still not working. He has been putting resumes out since last November. And nothing, not even a phone call. We can't wrap our heads around it. He's a skilled, licensed forklift operator. So if anyone in the city of Toronto or the surrounding area is looking for someone like that, please reach out to me. If I can get him working, that would make me feel so much better, and it would make him feel better too. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's kind of that bit of it. I just want to say thank you to you guys. So anyway, in terms of the channel, so I've been doing the daily chats, which you guys really seem to like, and I'm going to continue doing that. That's not going to change. I'm going to continue doing these little 5-minute reviews on the books that I'm reading. The other thing that I think I'm going to start doing, it's not going to be every day, it's going to be whenever, is going to be talking about the next 10 books I'm going to read. So basically, if you watched my reading habits have changed video, I talk about the fact that I'm going to be working my way through 10 different cozy mystery series. So what I'm actually going to do is, when I'm finished, like I'm going to actually be finished those first 10 in the next week or so. So when I've done that and I'm ready for my next 10, so in other words, book 2 in all of these series, sorry, I'm sliding here on the floor, I am going to do a video talking about all those 10 books. You guys know what's coming up on the channel, or what will be coming up on the channel. The other thing is, I had a request for to know what my next book I was going to read was, because a lot of you like to read with me. So right now I'm reading The Noodle Shop, the first book in the Noodle Shop mystery. So if you want to join me on that one, I'm only 20% in. But the one after that, I'm going to be restarting the Campers and Criminals series. So I'll be reading Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries. So that'll be the next book, probably in the next day or two. So yeah. So any other video ideas that you guys have, if you want me to do things, or, you know, I really do find that this is I've kind of found my sweet spot here, sitting in this hallway. It may not be the most interesting background, it may not be the best, but I can sit out here and I can chat, especially on the weekends. Right now it's quiet. So now that I'm figuring this out, this means if I had a couple video ideas for the week, I could come out here and film them on a Saturday morning, do 2 or 3 or 4 videos, and then edit them and post them during the week, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I'd love to get back to doing weekly wrap-ups, but which do you guys prefer? The 5-minute reviews or the weekly wrap-ups? It's basically the same idea, but I'm doing all the books at once. And I'll be talking about the Babysitters Club books too, and I might be trying to work my way back through some stuff I have on NetGalley. So weekly reviews, like standalone reviews, or like a whole wrap-up. Either way, I'm easy. Part of me was kind of thinking about doing like the weekly wrap-ups again, right? Like all the books that I've read, and then doing little shorts for TikTok or Instagram. I don't know. I that was just kind of a thought that I had. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you think that's a good idea or not. I just thinking out loud as I'm sitting here. So what else can I tell you guys? Oh, the health stuff. So if you guys are not interested in any of this transplant health stuff, feel free to click off the video. Thank you so much for watching. But if you are interested, so I'm doing fine financially. Physically, I am doing fine. I am just like I've said before, it's just the homesickness that's really starting to hit. They've kind of got me under control body-wise at this point. Like everything just seems, my weight, my kidneys, everything just seems to have leveled off, which is what they're happy with. Nothing's getting better. Nothing is going to get better. I'm here to have a heart transplant, but I am doing okay right now. I am stable, which is what they want to get me to transplant, which is good. So a lot of you have asked about a private room because I have had my saga of the roommates. And unfortunately, so the way it works here is that OHIP, which is the Ontario Health Insurance, I can't remember what the P stands for, protection program, whatever. It's our universal health care for the province of Ontario. And it allows you as a patient to be in a ward room at no cost. Ward room is 4 people, okay? If you have insurance through work, 9 times out of 10, you will get a semi-private room, which is 2 people, and that is paid for by your insurance provider. Some insurance providers, if you're super lucky, will pay for a private room. If you request, because I got stuck one time, and that I was working for a company that offered semi-private, and I came into hospital, and because it all happened so quickly, like I had already been booked to come in for a procedure like months earlier, and I was working for the firm at the time, but I literally left that job a week before I ended up in hospital. I came to hospital, and they still had listed that I had insurance through that company. I had to pay for that private room, or that semi-private room, for 2 days or 3 days, and it was $280 a day for a semi-private room. Now, here's the funny thing. They only have semi-private, so I did fight that and I got the money back, but that's besides the point. If I asked right now for a private room, because I am not covered for it, my insurance through work does cover semi-private, which is what I'm in, even though there are no ward rooms here that I am aware of. If I requested a private room, I'm looking at $360 a day just for the room. There's a hotel, literally, that I can see from where I am. That's about $180 a night. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go stay at the hotel and y'all can come over and see me. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So that's the whole room situation, because I know a lot of you have been asking that. So yeah, in terms of transplant stuff, I'm on the list, as I've mentioned very, very happily several times. But I am number 3 on the list. Now, that's not like there's only like so many of us on the list and I am number 3. No, I'm stage 3 is basically what it means. So as a quick explanation to you guys, because this was all new to me, this is for how it works here. I don't know if this is the same anywhere else, so please do not take what I say as, even as what I say for here, for absolute certain, because I might be a little confused. But I'm almost certain this is my understanding of it. So there are 4 stages in terms of transplant recipients, or to-be recipients. And they actually go opposite. You'd think it'd be like number 1 would be the most important, but number 1 is actually the least important. So at the bottom is number 1. If you are a number 1, you are at home. You're fine, you're at home, you're living your day-to-day life. Maybe you took some time off of work, maybe you're not feeling the greatest, you're probably not feeling the greatest, but you're at home. You're okay. If you're a number 2, if you're a 2 in the slot, you are in hospital, but you're like free to do what you want. You're not hooked up to any machines like I am. You're not, I'm gonna pause the video, guys. You know, it's pretty freaking awesome when even the lovely ladies and gents who serve us the meal in the food services department know who I am. Am I that friendly or just that memorable? So anyway, so stage 2 is someone who is in hospital, but they're not hooked up to any sort of machinery. They're just kind of doing their thing, wandering around, life is fun. Stage 3, or group 3, is me. I am in hospital and hooked up to my stalker friend, my IV. So that's how that works, because the medication I'm on, as I've mentioned before, I cannot come off of it. I can't go home. If I go home, like if for some reason they could take me off this medication, I would go home. I'd now become a number 1, which means I'm down on the list, which is not what we want. We want to be up higher on the list. And then number 4, which is like the highest on the list, is someone who is here in hospital in intensive care, basically, or they have a mechanical heart keeping them alive at this point. So they are, of course, the most important on the list. I would be second of importance, and then third, 2 and 1. It's weird the way it goes, but that's how it works. The other way it was messaged or told to me was A, B, C, D, kind of an idea, right? So that's how that all works. So whenever something comes in, there's a lot that kind of goes on behind the scenes in terms of a transplant, and I believe this is not just for a heart, but when the person who is the donor, when that amazing, amazing individual who is the donor is basically on life support, that's when all their organs are looked at, and they are, sorry, there's gonna be a bunch of breaks in this video. So anyway, the organs are looked at while they are still, the person is still on life support, and they are sent out to where told about, like, oh, the doctors are let know, hey, there's the person here, this is their blood type, this is whatever, can this organ be of use to somebody? So they kind of go through that whole process, and then if it was viable, if it was good enough for me, let's say, then I would get told that. And in that time, a lot of stuff kind of happens, and I would go down to intensive care. They would start hooking me up for all this stuff, start running a bunch of tests. I've been told hooked up to dialysis, because I'm gonna need dialysis when I'm finished because of my kidneys. And all this stuff happens, and then you just basically sit there and wait. And it has happened to people, I've heard people tell me this, And they say this is not at all uncommon. Sometimes it can happen 2 or 3 times to one person, where you're down there, you're ready to go, your adrenaline is just through the roof, and then you're told, no, the organ won't work. When they actually get the organ itself and take an even closer look at it, no, it won't work. It seemed okay until we actually got our hands on it, for lack of a better word. So the guy that I spoke to about a month or so ago, he came in and he was a heart transplant recipient 7 years ago here. He said he had 2 false starts. 2 times that happened to him. And I can just imagine the anxiety and the fear of being told it's go time, only to then be told, no, it's not. And that scares me a little bit, right? But it is what it is, and we'll have to deal with that. They also reject hearts that could be good for me before I even hear about it. And that's the goal that they try and do. They try not to tell you anything until they know for sure. As sure as they possibly can be. So it's not like they're just willy-nilly, hey, head down to intensive care. They're almost pretty certain until they get there, because they want the best heart for you, because this is all about quality of life at this point, right? Or liver, or lung, or whatever the organ happens to be that is going to be donated. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of any other questions that you guys might. Cracking my head open might not be helpful. Any other questions that you guys may have had? I'm not too sure. If you guys do have any transplant hospital related questions, please post them below. And then maybe what I'll do is a follow-up video next week of just a Q&A, like just to answer your questions that you guys have. But that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm on the list. I'm number 3 on the list, not of like 4 of us, but I'm like the 3rd grouping on the list. And no idea how many other people are with me, because it all depends on your blood type, body type, your height, your weight. There's a whole factor of information. And I've got the hiccups now. So anyway, guys, that's it. My breakfast tray came by. I'm hungry. I'm going to get a coffee, and then I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.